Did you spawn me, game?
I'll go take a look.
You don't see me. The third one is red. Let's get up here. Nope, red was in the bag. 2! Green. I'm gonna do this one again. Okay.
The green gas leaves from here, and it runs through the whole building.
I have not been up here yet. Note to staff, last week's incident caused significant damage to the infrastructure, putting a stop to current experiments. Hello. And yeah, no, that's how I feel each and every single time as well. Don't worry. This is unacceptable. From now on, the wheels to operate the gas stop clocks must be kept in the storage room after each use. Moreover, you must keep the register of use up to date. Dr. Fuller. You know what? No. Lockpick, lockpick, lockpick.
Perfect.
The first time it works?
It's impossible to break this chain with my bare hands.
Where did... Where...
It's impossible to break this chain with my bare hands. Now for the next step.
When did I have that? Where... Major.
This lever must turn on the gas machine.
Turn it.
There's nothing happening.
Oh, okay.
The piping hasn't burst. Not yet, anyway.
I keep turning myself around. Give me like 2 minutes to figure this out. There we go. Oh. There was a door. I picked up like bolt cutters. No bolt cutters, whatever they are.
This valve controls the pressure.
Oh, thanks. What is this? Dr. Fuller, I repaired your machine as best I can. However, the piping has been damaged, and I fear that gas is escaping. I cannot do any more in such a short time. All I can do is warn you. If the equipment is put under too much pressure, there's risk of explosion. Ooh. No time? What? What's the last one we need? It spawned me at red. Okay. Okay, game. Okay. I see what you're doing to me. No, see me out their hands with you, bitch. We did it! Oh my god.
That should draw the attention of the guards. I should hide.
Damn it! What's going on? Is there somebody? I'll let Fuller know. You can bet he'll blame us.
I think it's a good hiding spot. I've done.
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me, like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from my cell. What did they do to you? What does Fuller want with you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who scares me? The doctor wants to heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes.
No, I ate your eyes.
You can't have them.
You can't have them.
I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
In her office, I saw signs of a ritual, perhaps an invocation. These things, that's what makes you say she's cursed.
You're wrong. It was not an invocation, but a revocation. But she failed. And that's what counts.
What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you. No, don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. The Shambler.
Sanders, pull yourself together.
Without her, it's no longer possible to save me. No!
Sanders! What the hell? Oh, God. I gotta...
Pierce, let's go.
Okay. This is insane. What killed him?
Me. I killed him, bitch. Everyone shut up.
You there!
What? Huh? What?
This is insane. What killed him? Damn! The gas!
Me too, Pierce. Me too.
Oh, my head.
Later. We need to move on.
What just happened? Chapter 6, Hawkins' Mansion. Pierce woke up in an asylum installed in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. He met Dr. Colden, a female friend of Bradley, who helped him to escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigned supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders. Before dying in full view of the detective, he accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colden. The companions in misfortune decide to use the Hawkins Mansion as a hideout. Tentacles, kinky. You use those on me, Daddy Cthulhu?
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
No, you don't. You don't need Jack, Pierce.
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
Abraham Lincoln.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Feel grand.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Oh, you're pretty. You're going through something.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
You don't get to the hospital. Just poor you, Bradley. Pierce, Colt, and Bradley decide to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trial to follow Francis Sanders, an art collector in front of the painter who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
I knew it was Cat.
You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
We had a short conversation and then I left.
No,
I don't know what happened after that.
Oh, I see. Mr. Pierce, you must forgive my audaciousness, but I've had practice of life in high society for over 30 years. Reading one's interlocutors, recognizing the politeness of a lie, are things that are taught very early to young girls from a good family. But your lie has nothing polite about it. It is crass, insulting, and dare I say, terribly suspicious. Try to understand my position.
No.
I need to understand. How could this happen?
No. Last checkpoint. Yep. We're messing with psychology.
Our paths crossed. A brave
You're?
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
I ain't got jack shit to tell you, ma'am. Jack Diddley
May
squat.
I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Never.
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. How was he?
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this
Oh,
happen?
God.
In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes. Did you not do anything to help him?
We're not doing top one. My eloquence is not good. Culprit or...
So ask Fuller. He's the eminent doctor. But I would caution you. You'll find his treatments more terrifying than the illnesses he sets out to cure.
That churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell me that I cannot see Francis. Me. His own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you are so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit, because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Bye. Oh, God.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? A house of artists. Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Oh, hello.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins?
What?
The Shambler. I need to see it.
Oh. Me too. Ooh, the second volume of the series covers everything from gas green to trench nephritis. In addition to a precise and detailed study, the book presents some avant-garde theories. The incredible complexity of this book reserves it for medical experts. I'm a medical expert now. Would you read the book? Hold on. Should we read the book? Yes, yay or nay? Yay or nay? That is the question. You know what? Let's read this book. Malleus Bestiarum, Volume 2. It's a kind of encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. They do? Question mark? Volume 2. I probably missed one somewhere. 2.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I'll do it again.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the horrors I've discovered on this island.
What a surprise. I'm listening.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
That day when you make it into the keyhole. Of course we have to hide. Why wouldn't we? Do I get nauseous? Yes, I do.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
That's kind of cool. You don't find many of those around here. You know, I wonder if the Celtic runes we have would go here as well. Because those ones were glowing. Oh.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Okay. No.
What the hell was that?
You don't see me.
I can't even touch it.
I can't see.